Today we're going to be working on my daughter's 2000 Chevy Silverado 1500 with a 5.3 liter motor in it. This particular vehicle she's recently purchased and she loves it, so let's see what we can do with it. Alright, well, another issue with this truck is that it's got a bad gauge cluster. When I say bad gauge cluster, in this case, the message center will flicker off and on. The odometer, Prindle, park, reverse, neutral, drive low indicator will also flicker off and on. The rest of the gauges seem to work pretty well, but those two things we know flicker off and on. The lighting, we presume it's okay, but again, if thing's flickering off and on, you never know. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this panel away, depending upon how many times yours has been taken in and out. It can be hard or easy. I love these body panel tools for these kind of things. And so we're gonna work this away. One thing to think about when you're doing this is sometimes you want to, relocate your shift knob. Depending upon clearances, you certainly can do that. You can drop it down. This one I think is okay. Now let's see if we can get it up here. If not, I'll get the keys and we'll go from there. Yeah, let me go get the keys. We'll drop this lever down and we'll then lift that out of the way completely. Okay, I apologize for the dinging noise, but I dropped it down into low, brought it forward, pulled it out, and it's out of the way. We're good to go. Now if we can shut this thing up. There we go. Make you crazy. So there's our instrument cluster fully available to us. We've got four small bolts, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, and we can move the instrument cluster away. We'll have to play this same game when we get the instrument cluster out. It's no big deal, it's what it is. And so let's go get the right tools and we'll get this thing pulled out of here. Alright, so these screws are 7mm bolts, screws, whatever. They're 7mm, and so we just got an extension here on ratchet, trying to get this taken off. Alright, so we've managed to get the 4 screws out of the 4 corners, 4 bolt screws, and now we're going to pull this thing forward. Again, we're going to need to clear the shift knob. It's interesting, as we're pulling it out, we're seeing flickering on the instruments in question, so that tells us something right there. We've got some, yeah. Let's see if you can see this or not. Let me get you up here real quick. Hopefully you can see. As I wiggle this plug in the back, we got some weirdness going on. So, all right, I'm going to kill this thing and pull the battery cable so that I can, negative battery terminal, so that I can disconnect this thing without causing any damage. Interesting. Let's see if we can fix this thing up. Alright, we've got the instrument cluster out of the truck. It's ready to be worked on. We know that here at the top where the plug is where the source of our problems. And what we're going to find after we take this back off is that there's a series of solder joints against the circuit board that tend to have a issue of failure. So we're going to pop these black tabs loose so that the back will come off of the instrument cluster. And see if I can get this by hand, don't need a screwdriver. And we're just going to work our way around loosening off these tabs. Hopefully, when we get them all off, the back's going to pop right off of here. Move this back like that. There we go. Alright, so got the back loose. We can take it off now. And here's what we see. Here's our lights that light the rear of the cluster. And then here, a series of pins. These particular pins, I'm going to get it up here where you can hopefully see a little better. These pins are the ones that this plug tends to become loose solder-wise. So we're going to work these over with soldering iron and see if we can't make them go. All right, well, we'll get back with you in just a minute. All right, well, I've done this top row, soldered it in. We're going to solder in this bottom row, and all we're doing is resecuring the existing solder joints, and I'm just heating up the solder joint, and I'm adding a little bit of additional solder just to help resecure these points to the board. One or more of these points becomes loose, and then you start getting that sporadic operation. This thing can affect not just the lights I showed you, but it can also affect other parts of the instrument cluster as well. You can get this repair done depending upon the magnitude of the damage. Probably a good call. There's some online houses that will either repair your instrument cluster or send you a new one or a reconditioned one and take yours back as a core. I've done that previously on a car, and that works well too. So don't feel like if you're not up to doing this you have to. You can simply remove the cluster, contact an online rebuilder, and then either have them rebuild yours or exchange your core for one that's already rebuilt. So it's not, anytime you redo these joints, it's certainly not as good as new, but the quality of the construction sometimes on these things new isn't that great. So we'll finish working our way through this. We'll go install it. Not going to show you the installation, it's the reverse of the removal, and it's gotten dark on us here, so, but even with the dark I can show you if it works or if it doesn't, and we'll go from there. Anyway, I hope this is useful to you. Heck, I hope this is useful to me. Alright, we're going to start this real quick. You can see already, I think, if I just turn the key on, that things look considerably improved over what we had. We've got our odometer back. We've got this message center back over here. And all the lights look like they're pretty well working. Hopefully you can see. Anyway, so it's all back together. It goes back together, reverse of how it came out. So we're going to crank it real quick and see. Make sure everything's good. Looks good to me. Alright, well, let's cut this thing off because we're working on something else that we don't want that to be messed up. So, alright, well, I hope this is helpful to you if you better do such a repair as this, and yeah, have a good day.